What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports, Gematria. In this video, I'm going to do I guess it says movie review here, but I wouldn't really call it a review. I'm just going to go over the release date, just go over some numbers for that, and then I'm actually going to go over the first 18 minutes of the movie and just kind of show you my notes of what I jotted down as I was watching it and things that I put together. I only did the first 18 minutes because I actually kind of grabbed a lot, at least with numbers wise. And if I were to do the full hour, 2 hour movie, it would take a very, very long time at the pace I was going. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But let's check out the movie Space Jam: A New Legacy. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna look over the movie release date, date numerology. We're going to look at some release date numbers for LeBron, Bugs Bunny, and the director of the movie. And then we're also going to look at 18 minutes of the movie via Gematria. So if you haven't seen this movie, spoiler alert, I will be basically giving you the first 18 minutes. Or at least I'm going to be giving you the idea of what's going on as I go through the numbers that I put together for the first 18 minutes. Hopefully you guys like this. I just felt so I just wanted to do this for fun, I guess. It's still sports related, but let's check it out here. Interesting coincidences for U.S. release date of the movie. Okay, so Space Jam. Now, before I really get into this, let me say that any numbers that I talk about that are via Gematria, meaning like right here where I say 27 equals 160 or 24 equals 167, I'm only using the 4 base ciphers. So anytime I'm talking about the gematria of a word, whatever number it sums to, it comes from one of the 4 base ciphers. I don't use anything more than the 4 base ciphers, so I want to make that clear because it's all just written out in notes here. But to start this off, Space Jam 2 was released on the 16th of July, written 16/7, like 167. A total span of 24 years since the first movie was released, the original Space Jam. And the number 24 written out sums to 167, so that's kind of interesting. The number 167 is the 39th prime number. And Space Jam 2 was released on the 128th day of the 24-year-old Space Jam. And the number 39 sums to 128. So Space Jam was originally released March 11th back in the 90s. And so from March 11th, 2021 to July 16th, 2021, it was a total span of 128 days. So March 11th, 2021 marked the 24-year anniversary of Space Jam, the original. And the release date for Space Jam 2, which was on the 16th day of the 7th month, like 167, the 39th prime number, 39 sums to 128, 128 day of the Space Jam release, original 24-year-old release. Hopefully that makes sense. The original, LeBron and 113. The original Space Jam was released on the 11th of March, written 11/3, just talked about that, like 113. Space Jam 2 was released on the 6th month and 17th day of LeBron's current age. So he's 36 years old. The day of this release was 6 months and 17 days since his birthday. 6/17 is the 113th prime number, so we see that 113 again. The movie LeBron, in the movie, LeBron has to face, aka quote unquote, the Goon Squad, which also sums to 113. And then Bugs Bunny steals Marvin the Martian's spaceship in the movie, which is later on in the movie. We're not going to get into it here in this video, but later on in the movie, he steals a spaceship, and of course, on the spaceship is the number 113 or 113. LeBron James and the release. So this movie was released on the 16th of July, written 16/7, a day leaving 168 left in the Gregorian year, a day with 64 date numerology on it. Kind of a mouthful there. Um, this release was the 167, or a total span of 168 days, till LeBron James's 37th birthday, the night of this release. 64 written out sums to 157, the 37th prime number. So the movie was released on 16/7, a day leaving 168 left, and then it was 167, or a total span of 168 days, till LeBron's next birthday, his 37th birthday. A day with 64 date numerology. 64 sums to 157, the 37th prime number. The perfect age for Toon Squad. LeBron is currently 36 years old, and in the movie he plays for the team Toon Squad, which sums to 36. His co-star slash teammate on Toon Squad is quote-unquote Bugs Bunny, which sums to 46. And the day of this release, it was the 199th day of LeBron's 36-year-old age, and 199 is the 46th prime number. The words Toon Squad sums to 117, and it was also the 7th day of the 11th month on the Hebrew civil side on the day of this new movie release, written 7/11, a reflection of 117. So some interesting connections there for Toon Squad and LeBron. Is Bugs Bunny a Hebrewish? The words Bugs Bunny sums to 125, and the day of this new release was on the 125th day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. Gematria is a Hebrew practice, an ancient Hebrew Jewish practice, and the words Space Jam, a new legacy sums to 164. It's been 971 months and 19 days since Bugs Bunny's first official appearance from the day of the new release of this movie. And the number 971 is the 164th prime number. Space Jam New Legacy 164. So Bugs Bunny, 971 months and 19 days since his first official appearance back in 1940. 971, the 164th prime number. The director of the film, Malcolm D. Lee. The release date was on the 197th day of the Gregorian year, a day leaving 168 left in the Gregorian year. It was 186 days since Malcolm's last birthday, and 179 days till his next birthday. 179, 197, and 186, 168 are just anagrams of each other. His name is Malcolm D. Lee, which sums to 41, and 179 is the 41st prime number. So it was on the 179 days till his 52nd birthday, a day leaving 52 days left in the Hebrew civil year, the night of this release. And this was for Warner Bros, which sums to 52, for a basketball player born in Akron, Ohio, sums to 52. So the director, the night of this release, it's interesting, the 186 and 179 both ways for his birthday, but specifically his name sums to 41, and it was 179 days till his 52nd birthday, and it was a day leaving 52 on the Hebrew civil. Warner Bros 52, Akron, Ohio 52. Oop. LeBron, Bugs, and the director. So it is 179 days till the director's next birthday, the 41st prime number, and his name, Malcolm D. Lee, sums to 41. The number 41 sums to 118, 46, and 35, just like the words Bugs Bunny sums to 35, 118, and 46. It was the 355th day of Bugs Bunny's current age, based on his first official appearance. Bugs Bunny sums to 35. 41 sums to 35. 355 just looks like a bigger version of 35. It's the 199th day of LeBron's current age of the release. The 46 prime number, we know 41 sums to 46. Bugs Bunny sums to 46. The director is making Bugs Bunny and LeBron James face the Goon Squad, equals 41 in the movie. So a lot of connections here between LeBron, Bugs Bunny, the director, and the plot of the movie. Alright, so that's the release date numbers. So let's get into the first 18 minutes of the movie. I have it broken down here. We're going to get into the childhood ball game scene, intro for the movie, or basically his career, the message of work they emphasize on us. Warner Bros. Serververse is where the ball game's at. Crashing the system of Adam Ball, and then studio pitch Warner 3000. And this is just literally the first 18 minutes of the movie. Alright, so a childhood rigging. So it starts off, Warner Bros. Making their tag, letting us know the movie is taking place in Akron, Ohio to begin the scene. Warner Bros. Sums to 52 and 137. Akron, Ohio, 52 and 137. This movie was released on a day leaving 52 left in the Hebrew Civil Year, with the director coming up on the age of 52, and LeBron wears the number 6 for the Toon Squad in this movie, and 6 sums to 52. And then speaking of the number 6, LeBron is currently 36 years old. For the release of this movie, 36 has a square root of 6, and he plays for the Toon Squad, which sums to 36. A childhood rigging continues. So we quickly learn that LeBron is called Braun for the first beginning of the movie by his mom and his friends and his coach. Braun sums to 23, and in the movie he starts off wearing his number 23 as a kid. His full name is LeBron James, which isn't said until his coach actually tries to get his attention during the game. But LeBron James sums to 66, and the team on his jersey in the movie is Wolves. Wolves sums to 66. His buddy, because LeBron James is sitting on the bench, his buddy comes up to him while on the bench, and his buddy's name is Malik, sums to 89. The 24th price number, it's supposed to say prime number, the 24th prime number. And the word wolves also sums to 24. The word Malik sums to 46 and 35, and we learned about the relationship of those two numbers for LeBron, Bugs Bunny, and the director of this film. Malik 46, 35. We learned about it, all about it up here. Right here. 36, 35, 46, 35. So that's literally the opening of the scene of the movie. So the childhood rigging continues. Now they're sitting next to each other. Braun wears 23, and Malik wears the number 10, which has a 2310 appearance, or 231, the 21st triangular number. I may be digging too deep with that one, but what's interesting is that Malik then hands Braun a Nintendo Game Boy, which sums to 73, the 21st prime number. Braun gets caught up in playing this Game Boy as the actual game is going on, and his coach is trying to get his attention. You can hear him like, Braun, LeBron James. And then when the coach finally grabs the Game Boy out of his hand, the only thing Braun says the entire time is, "Oh snap," and then runs on the court. And the words "oh snap" sums to 73, the 21st prime number. So I feel like I was stretching it with the 21st triangular, the 221 when they're sitting next to each other, but Nintendo Game Boy sums to 21, or 73, the 21st prime, and his only line that he says in that scene, in that particular scene, "oh snap," sums to 73, the 21st prime as well. So, I don't know, figured I'd just note that down, just some notes. So the childhood rigging, this is when he gets into the game. When he gets into the game, they flash the score. They show us that there's 17 seconds left in the game, and the score is 54-55. LeBron's team is losing, and LeBron gets the ball with 17 seconds left, and guess who he's guarded by? He's guarded by the number 17 from the opposing team. So 17 seconds left. He's guarded by the number 17 on the opposing team. If you add up the score, 54 plus 55, it sums to 109. And the number 17 written out sums to 109. And of course, LeBron, he's wearing the number 23, and 23 written out sums to 55, which is the score for the opposing team. When Braun, quote unquote, equals 23, does his spin move to shoot the ball at the last seconds, number 31 from the opposing team jumps in and tries to stop him as well, alongside the number 17. And lo and behold, the number 31 also sums to 109, which is the total points of the current score. And after the shot is missed, he bows his head in shame, LeBron, and he starts to walk off the court. And as he's walking off, his back's turned, and you see him wearing the number 23. And then off in the background, towards the to the right of him, his teammate just so happens to be wearing the number 55. So we just see these constant numbers flashing up in this childhood rigged game. And then once that's over, it gets into the movie intro, basically them going over LeBron's career achievements. It starts off. It starts off with David Stern announcing his draft. So this movie was released on a day with 64 date numerology. And David Stern, written out, his name sums to 64. He opens it up by letting us know who drafts LeBron James into the NBA. The words LeBron James sums to 183, and it's the Cleveland Cavaliers, which sums to 318, and 168, that drafts LeBron James. And this movie was released on a day leaving 168 left in the Gregorian year, a total span of 168 days till LeBron James' next birthday. And then LeBron is quoted, after that, LeBron is quoted saying he is going to take his talents to, quote unquote, South Beach, which sums to 168 and 139. The day of this movie release was on the 16th of July, written 16/7, or 167, the 39th prime number, a day leaving 168 left. Cleveland Cavaliers 168. Total span of 168 days to LeBron's next birthday from the release of the movie. Of course, what's in South Beach? Miami Heat. Miami Heat sums to 164. And the words Space Jam, A New Legacy sums to 164. This movie was released 971 months and 19 days since Bugs Bunny's first official appearance in 1940, and 971 is the 164th prime number. As the intro continues, LeBron says, "I will not just shit up and dribble." It's supposed to say shut up and dribble. That's funny. I will not just shit up and dribble. No, he says, "I will not just shut up and dribble." And shut up and dribble sums to 117. Movie was released on the 7th day of the 11th month for the Hebrew civil side, which is 7/11, a reflection of 117. And then it goes on for when he visits the White House. He's like, the White House first time. White House sums to 133, 52, 137. Warner Brothers, 133, 52, 137. Akron, Ohio, 52, 137, 47. I think White House is supposed to also have 47 as well. That's why I put 47 there. And the movie intro continues. Then he says, he's going back to Cleveland. So going back equals 42. LeBron James sums to 42. A New Legacy sums to 42. The number 42 sums to 142. And this is followed by someone saying, in the intro, they say verbatim, LeBron James makes a great American story, which sums to 142. And then once he's done there and wins his title, They go, hey, he trades to the Lakers. Lakers sums to 42. And as the movie intro achievements continue, they show the final score for his last NBA Finals win over the Heat, 106-93, for a total of 199 points, the 46 prime number. He became 4-6 in the NBA Finals for his career in that game. The movie was released on the 199th day of his current age. The 46 prime number, his co-starring his teammate Bugs Bunny, which sums to 46, and we can get into that number once again. And then after the intro, it gets into the message of work. And this was actually echoed, the opening rig game echoed the message of work. When he was sitting there on the bench playing the video game, distracted and focused, the coach after the game's like, you need to work. And that was like kind of the focus. And then it went into the intro. Well, after the intro, after the opening credits, the scene at home on his own court, his own basketball court, his son is all about on the court with his son. It's all about LeBron expressing the importance of work. And he expresses this to his son, and he says the word work. He emphasizes it more than once. This is work. You want to put in work? Let's do work, 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 work. And that's kind of the message that you got from the beginning rigged game from his coach. It's like, you want to do this, you got to do work. Well, if you put the word work into the calculator, you get 67, 22, 41, 23. Coincidentally, if you put in the word king, you get 41, 23, 67, 22. So they're identical in all four base ciphers. Now, the reason why this comes up is because the next scene is all about, so this scene's all about work, 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 and then the next scene is all about how LeBron James is the king. So we get into Warner Bros. Serververse. So it takes us into the Warner Bros. Serververse. And Warner Bros. Serververse sums to 289, which has a square root of 17. Warner Bros. Serververse also sums to 109, and we saw both of those numbers in the opening rigged game. When we are first introduced to the villain algorithm, which is for the movie, he is looking at a GQ picture of LeBron James wearing the shirt that says King. And this is what I was talking about, the emphasis of work and king. Both of them sum to the same exact thing in all four base ciphers. The first scene emphasized work, work, work. This scene is emphasizing how much LeBron James is king. The AI says LeBron would be the perfect partner. Perfect partner sums to 75, and this movie was released on the 7th day of the 5th month for the Hebrew religious side, written 7/5. And this AI later tries to get LeBron James' 12-year-old son. 12 sums to 75. This movie was released in the middle of the current NBA Finals for the 75th NBA season, and the AI continues to reaffirm that LeBron James is in fact king. And the AI's goofy sidekick is named Pete, which sums to 46. And so we already know about the number 46 from up here, through his achievements. Bugs Bunny, 46, released on the 199th day of his age, 46. Yada, yada, yada. And then the AI's sidekick, his name is Pete, which sums to 46. And the AI lets Pete know that LeBron is king. And so crashing the system of Dom Ball. So after that scene, it gets into a moment scene with LeBron James's son in his bedroom playing his video game. LeBron James's son, Dom, he makes this video game called Dom Ball, which sums to 23. Braun, 23. Where's the number 23? We saw the beginning where he loses to a team 55 points. 23 sums to 55. His son shows him the game that he is making. While doing that, he does LeBron's signature move in the game. When he does that move, the game crashes on him. On the screen, it reads System Crash, which sums to 42 and 66. And this is because of LeBron James, 66 and 42, his signature move. As he him and his son are having a moment over that system crash and whatever. He then gets an invite from Warner Brothers. The AI sends him an invite, and then LeBron invites his son to go with them because they're having a moment with his son. And then his son says, because LeBron James tries to dab, his son says, "Please don't dab," which sums to 46. Of course, we see this number ad nauseum at this point. And then, so they head to the studio, to Warner Brothers, and this is the studio pitch scene. At the bottom of the screen for the location, they want us to know that it's Warner Bros. Studio, Burbank, California, which sums to 381. LeBron James sums to 183. They told us in the intro that he was drafted by Cleveland Cavaliers, 318, all anagrams of each other. We also learned that the algorithm's name is Alg Rhythm. Get it? Alg Rhythm, algorithm, Alg Rhythm. Alg Rhythm sums to 41. Surprise, surprise. And 41 sums to 46. Bugs Bunny 46. LeBron James 4 and 6 in NBA Finals. His son tells him, "Please don't dab." 46. AI sidekick is named Pete 46. So you just see this number continually pop up over and over and over again. So algorithm makes his pitch to LeBron James. Alg Rhythm sums to 131, the 32nd prime number, and he first pitches LeBron versus Batman, which sums to 158 and 85, and the number 32 sums to 158 and 85. He then pitches LeBron of Thrones, which sums to 75. The release of the movie being on the 7th day of the 5th month for the Hebrew religious, written 7/5 during the 75th NBA season. And then the third thing that he pitches is LeBron and the Chambers of Secrets, which sums to 125. Bugs Bunny sums to 125. This movie was released on the 125th day of the Hebrew religious year, which also is the 7th day of the 5th month, like 75. LeBron rejects Alg Rhythm, but the son asks a very smart question, which is intriguing. He asks if the algorithm is heuristic. I can't pronounce that word. Heuristic. Heuristic sums to 112, 49, 131, and the words Alg Rhythm sums to 112, 49, 131. The number 131 is the 32nd prime number, and 32 sums to 158. Alg Rhythm is pitching Warner 3000, and 3000 in words sums to 158. After LeBron James says it's a stupid idea, it's trash, and he gets up and leaves, the people at Warner Brother try and make a joke and say, "Haha, so this is a hard pass," and they emphasize that. Hard pass sums to 32. So we had a little 32 action in that scene. And that's the first 18 minutes of the movie. On top of that, that's the connections I found for the release dates. Hopefully this was entertaining. Kind of tough to find entertainment in just hearing numbers and me reading off numbers, but those of you that are interested in this stuff, I'm sure you'll find this interesting. And those of you who just randomly found this video, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.